we're going to move on and talk about the A's because their season has been over for a while. And ahead of the season finale, the owner, John Fisher, came out with a letter to the fans. And he wanted to
Real
wrap
quick,
up the final season.
their last home game in Oakland is going to be Thursday, September 26th against Texas.
So the Rangers are in town. Okay, so fans are upset. We've been talking about it all year, a little bit before the year started. John Fisher says he understands that fans are upset and he understands why. He said, quote, "Our dream was to win world championships and build a new ballpark in Oakland. Over the next 18 years from the time that he bought the team, we did our very best to make that happen." Okay. This feels like pandering.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all see this for what it is. I think the most they've spent on a player was $66 million, and that was in or $68 million, and that was in 2006. What was that, Brad?
Right now.
Either way, that was 20 years ago. And in the last 20 years, they haven't spent more on any single player. I don't want to hear it.
So they had Jason. So as far as the payroll goes in 2006, Eric Chavez was 9.5. Jason
That was
Kendall was 11 and a half.
annual value. Yeah.
Barry Zito was almost 8.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, he hasn't spent the money on anybody since Eric Chavez. That's 20 years old. It's not going to, you can't sit there and say we've tried our best when all you've done is, keep a
Jason
possum.
Kendall the highest? Is Jason Kendall the highest paid player in the John Fisher era?
I think, honestly, I thought it was Eric Chavez, but maybe, or Chavez, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm just
Jason
saying,
Kendall made like a touch more.
They have spent more on attempting to renovate the Coliseum than they have on putting players on the field. And part of it is because of that stupid possum that they have to make sure is taken care of, which now I don't know what they're going to do with because they have to tear it down.
It's like the weirdest thing.
It's the weirdest thing. Baseball
right,
family, if you don't know, there's a possum living in Oakland Coliseum, and she, it, whatever, is often in the visiting team's press box. And they're kind of unable to do anything about it because it's protected. So, don't know what, it's been that way for years. This is not a new thing. I don't know what to tell you. Super strange. Idea. But that has gotten as much attention in recent years as the A's
There's a lot of concern.
Performance.
A lot of concern surrounding the possum. Because a lot of people are like, well, where is it going to go? What are they going to do with it?
Yeah. Well, now they have to tear down the Coliseum. So maybe this is good because maybe the possum was the bad luck charm. Have we ever looked at it from that angle? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have looked at it that way. Here's a fun one for you, Brig. Okay. In 2009, Matt Holliday, who still hasn't touched home plate, by the way.
I knew you were going to say.
He got 13.5 in 2009.
Wow. 13.5.
And Chavez did have a big, long contract worth some money. So I think over time they ended up paying him the most. But yeah,
that's 20 years old, baseball family. Okay, here's the deal. He said the A's are part of the fabric in Oakland, the East Bay, and the entire Bay Area. Yeah, until now, because you let it dry up. You literally allowed somebody to trim the fabric, and it's your fault. He says that they did their very best since 2005 when they bought the team, It was only in 2021, after 16 years of working exclusively on developing a home in the Bay Area. Exclusively. Did you hear this? He admitted defeat. In 2021, after 16 years of working on nothing but building a new ballpark, not a team, not championships, they spent 16 years of working exclusively on developing a home in the Bay. Brad, it sounds like he was spending his time in real estate and not necessarily in baseball. Okay.
The
People
thing
are
that's funny
calling
about
for his
that,
head because they're calling the revenue sharing program his profit sharing program, and that it's undercutting his what do you call it? His he's basically profit sharecropping. That's the word. He's sharecropping.
I mean, honestly, that is what he's doing. And you're right. He's been spending his time in real estate, prioritizing the stadium. And this is the thing I've never understood with Fisher's approach. If you spend the money, you will make money. Always.
Yep.
Especially in the American League West,
Well,
where a mediocre team got you to the playoffs several times.
Several times.
Where you will make even more money. And you will make more money at the gate because people will continue to show up. Oh, they're upset, but I understand why they're upset. I don't think you do, actually. I don't think you get it.
No.
I don't think you get that people are upset because you didn't put forth the effort to put together a good team. And now, this team that was beloved for years, decades before he took over,
yep,
is just a shell of itself. And now he's going to take it to Sacramento and expect people to come see them play at a minor league ballpark.
No, he's going to expect them to come and watch Aaron Judge hit home runs. He's already said so.
You're right. You're right. That is
okay.
And that's
he said, blah, blah, blah. So since Oakland, this is not since John Fisher took over, since the team moved from Kansas City to Oakland, 4 World Series championships, 6 pennants, 17 division titles, 7 Hall of Famers, blah, 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 all these specific people. The 1989 earthquake in Game 3 of the Bay Area series, the 20-game win streak, the Hollywood movie Moneyball. All of that is what makes our departure so hard. Okay, but then one fan gets on the internet, on the socials, and says, I'll never understand how you can write out all that history and still say, we tried our best, which clearly sucked and failed. So, it is what it is. That was that girl Myra or Mira on the Twitter X machine, in case you're wondering. But she makes a great point. It's true. Like, he's going to go ahead and parade all of this history and the lore and the wonderful opportunities that have been presented to the team and the fans and everything in Oakland, and then just be like, sorry, man, I'm sorry. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Okay, so here's this. Let me play a devil's advocate here for just a minute. So
okay.
John Fisher took over. He bought the team in 2006, right?
5.
5. Okay. So starting in 2005, that doesn't really make much of a difference because they didn't make the playoffs in 2005. Yeah. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 division titles since 2005.
Okay.
7 playoff appearances. However, with those 7 playoff appearances, they have never made it out of the division round. And I think that's because a talented team, especially if you win the division, will get you a division title, get you to the division series. But you legitimately, Brig, you have to pay to get out of the division round. To get to the league championship series, you have to pay the players who will come through big. And they lost, let's see. So last time they were in the playoffs was 2020. Shortened season, only kind of counts, I guess. I don't know. You can count it. They lost to the Astros. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so much better than everybody around that time anyway. And they weren't cheating anymore, but they didn't have fans to deal with. So they didn't, I guess the humiliation was enough, right? Enough of a punishment. Then they lost to the Tigers in 2013 in the division series. A loaded Tigers team, by the way.
Yeah.
2012, they lost to, again, loaded Tigers team. They have never paid for the talent that it takes to get to the league championship series. It's been enough. It's been the Jerry Reinsdorf approach. It's
Yeah.
enough to have a good team to draw and get to the playoffs. It costs too much to get beyond.
Yep.
I don't think that they
Reinsdorf,
can say,
Artie Moreno, John Fisher.
yeah, I don't think they can legitimately say that they've tried to win championships. They've tried to make money, and they've done a pretty darn good job doing it at this point. But they haven't done anything to put that money back into the team or a stadium in Oakland.
I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't understand it. I won't try anymore to figure it out because there is no excuse. And if you're livid, you should be, says I. What do you
Yeah.
think, Brad?
Real quick, though, Brig, I will say about Artie Moreno, he puts the money out there, but the reason he puts the money out there is because of marketing. He wants to market his players. He doesn't want to win.
That's fair.
All they cared about with Ohtani was the fact that he drew. They didn't
Yeah.
try to win around him.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. But if I would counter that argument by saying if that's true, then why have they failed so just egregiously to effectively market Mike Trout?
I think honestly, Rob Manfred said it several years ago. You can't market a player if they won't let you.
Okay,
I think he did. I think he just. I think this is the thing I think of Mike Trout. I think Mike Trout does want to win. He doesn't want to be your show pony. If
fair.
hey, get me to the playoffs, I'll do it. But until then, and we don't know if that's the case because they haven't been to playoffs, so we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
That might be his stipulation. Is like, you can't
Maybe.
parade me out there to sell tickets and get people to come if you're not going to put a winning team around me. That's what I would say if I was Mike Trout, because I'd be fed up at this point.
Until you get your one opportunity to play in high leverage playoff like baseball and it doesn't go well.
Because you're facing the best player in the world.
I know. It is too bad. But I did call it and I'll never get over it.